Hey guys, Professor Bill Comic Book University, Taskmaster issue number 1. This was a solid okay. A lot of people yelling at me, you gotta read this book. I bought it. I was gonna put it away for later to read it and decide, all right, let me read the damn book. And it was a solid okay. I don't think it was the greatest book ever, but there were some really good parts in it. Let's get talking about that. So the Rubicon Trigger Part 2. Jed MacKay is the writer, Alessandro Vitti on art, Guru FX on colors, VC's Joe Sabino doing the letters, Valerio Giordano and Arif Prianto together doing the variant cover, and Salvador LaRocca and Frank D'Armata doing the variant cover. I really liked in the beginning, Coulson was really smart in this. He was able to recognize that somebody was at a place in a comic book store, which is perfect because that's what every single one of us do. You're a nerd and somebody else comes up and is, basically saying, I'm a nerd too. I like comic books. I like this. I like that. You eye them down. You scope them out. They don't look like a nerd. Yeah. What's Spider-Man's real name? What time does Bruce Wayne set the hands of the clock so he can open up the Batcave from inside Wayne Manor? Like there are levels of questions, you know what I'm saying? And I just went from like level 0 to like level 7 right there. That's like Coulson level. You set up these questions to check somebody's nerd card. You got to prove yourself. If somebody doesn't know you, you don't get to just walk in and be like, hey, I'm a nerd too. Man, I'm going to shoot you down. You better back off. You ever get shot down by a nerd? Man, it's like the most embarrassing thing in the world. Don't do it. Don't put yourself in that situation for it to happen. But all throughout, especially these beginning pages, all of these pages, realistically, I think that the real superhero here was the art team, not just Vitti. Like all of the people on the art team, they kicked it out the park, man. The way the cars are drawn in the beginning, the shine, the gleam coming off the cars, you can tell where the pencils and the ink and the inks and the colors really shine in this, man. And in shine, I mean that in a real, actual, literal term. There's really fantastic art in this. Like, who draws comic books in a comic book store anymore? Like, very few people do that because it's a lot of work. And these guys are just like, I got it. This is what I do. This is my art, and I love it. And everything that I do, I'm going to put a touch of love into it, a touch of respect. And I respect this art team, every one of them, for that. As far as the story itself, like I said, I think the Coulson part was actually my favorite. And there's going to be a lot of people who are going to, flip out like, oh my God, Taskmaster beat Hyperion. Yeah, he did. I think it was the most obvious way to do it. I mean, Durf. I think all of us have read the Dark Knight Returns from Frank Miller, right? I mean, Jed MacKay comes right out and says that that's where he stole this from. He has Taskmaster say, if you're going to steal from the best. Okay, we know who you think the best is, or at least one of the best. And I agree. Frank Miller did an incredible job on the Dark Knight Returns. There was 4 books for that. You know, saying it's mostly just in trade paperback nowadays. Likewise is the Squadron Supreme book. You're mostly going to find that in trade paperback, available everywhere. Finding all 6 issues, hard to do. Finding that first release is expensive, if you can even find it at all. Most people don't want to get rid of that, and most of us understand why. The ashes of Mark Grunwald are actually in the ink of those the first editions of that book. So hey, that's love for a comic book. And if you think that's creepy, well, you should listen to me talk about it one of these days. It's actually like that's respect. That's respect. And the people who did it for him, including his wife signing off on it, actually suggesting it, I'm saying the man had massive amounts of respect back then. So it says something, the Andy Kaufman of the comic book world, for the love of God. Anyway, this was a solid all right. I didn't think this was like the greatest comic book ever. You know what I'm saying? The part of the end was just a little bit too much. Remember who beat you. It's like, dude, that's a line directly out of Dark Knight Returns. Batman said it to Superman. I've got the figures up here on the wall, for crying out loud. Those specific figures for the Dark Knight Returns. It's like, excuse me? Plus, for real comic book fans, here's another quote. Who actually beat Superman in Dark Knight Returns? It wasn't Batman. He distracted him, and then he stomped his face. It's Green Arrow who beat him. Saying. Anyway, Like I said, this was an all right comic book. I didn't see it as the next greatest thing on the face of the planet. I thought it was a good tribute comic book. If anything, it really opened more questions. Like, he's not afraid to go after Taskmaster, and he's actually able to beat Taskmaster, yet Black Widow terrifies him. The only thing I can think of is something that he said in this comic book. I had to make him doubt me. I had to make him underestimate me. So is that what he's doing with Black Widow, with Natasha? Because that would be weird. That would be a bit much, I think. Um, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like I like the Black Widow character, like her, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think that she's that damn powerful. I don't think that she's taking on everybody. And I don't think that there's ever a situation where she winds up taking down Hyperion. Maybe she does one of those Black Widow kisses on him where like her lipstick has that isotope on it or something like that. I could see something like that. But she's not doing what Taskmaster did. I've never seen her at that level before. I've never seen her on the level fighting wise as Elektra. You know what I'm saying? All the little tricks and gadgets and the moonsault flip thing that she does. I've never seen her on the level of Elektra. So to see Taskmaster afraid of her, but have no problems taking on what he took and going after Hyperion. I feel like Jed McKay may have written himself into a problem, because now the question is, how are you afraid of her? There's got to be a good reason why he's afraid of her, other than just, well, she's the Black Widow. Because, like, you just took on and beat Hyperion. So, I'm saying. Anyway, guys, the future of the comic book continues, and let's see what part 3 looks like. Well, actually, we know what the cover looks like, and I'm happy to show y'all. Bang! It looks like a POV scene. I said it. I said what I said. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Enjoy. Like the video. Watch an ad. Professor Bill Comic Book University. Class dismissed.